Hey fellow netizens, Plus here. There are a lot of different tropes which can satisfy the Doctor's deep, festering, concerning desires. We have the cute type, the stoic type, the shy type, and then there's the evil woman who would suck us dry type. Just like how some women are naturally attracted to cold-blooded serial killers, we males are instinctively drawn to morally compromised women. Roses are red, cuckoldcans should fly. Holheag has warning signs, but I will embrace her sucking me dry. We have a wide range of this kind of operator in our company. Whether they are on a field mission or doing routine work at Rhodes Island, they all have similar traits, which is the desire to fix us as we know it. And out of all the morally questionable women we have successfully slipped past HR, Holheag stands supreme. She is the most suitable individual for inflicting psychological trauma, perform after-work activities, and most importantly, forced marriage. Yes, that's right, let us skip the girlfriend part and go to the wife material right away. Immoral scientist, disloyal mercenary, double-crossing spy. Holheag checks all the boxes, but unlike your typical morally ambiguous operator, she actually suffers from quantifiable brain damage. Her ancestors practiced ancient rituals that let their offspring inherit the memories of their predecessors. For them, it was a proud tradition of ancestral supremacy, but for her it was a generational lobotomy. Not only would future cuckoldcans be subjected to memories they don't own, their lifespan is also drastically shortened with each passing of the previous memories. But that is actually what keeps her going, because those collective memories aren't just fun historical trivia. They are centuries of character developments condensed into her neurons, telling her to make the cuckoldcans great again. Back then they ruled the skies, wielded thunder like it was their toys, and probably shot any peasant they deemed too cringe to be in their field of view. Naturally, this mission is etched so deeply into her psyche it might as well be hard-coded. Her life's purpose is to reclaim those primal powers through any means necessary. To do so, she dove headfirst into history, teamed up with powerful entities through both legal agreements and alternative contracts. And after a convoluted chain of events, she finally ended up here, aboard this very landship, where she's under supervision at all times. Where the Rhodes Island staff thinks she's stuck with us, we are actually stuck with her. And honestly, I'm all for that. One of the many things that makes Holheag stand out are her racial features. Only the Supreme Cuckoldcans have both feathers and a snake tail. While N-Faust grips with her arm, Holheag grips with her tail. Her gripping strength might be as strong as a hydraulic press, but her feathers can gently comfort you in parallel, making the pain instantly fade away. As I like to say, you only appreciate the tender softness once you have survived something tight and bone-crushing, and vice versa. After all, contrast is the spice of life. I just wanted to let you know that this is the kind of contrast I would die for. Regrettably, there aren't that many cuckoldcans left on Terra. Probably due to their way of preserving the memories and short span of life, their race has been on a massive decline, which makes Holheag one of the only known cuckoldcans alive. Let me fix that real quick, but aside from that, I know what else we are all drawn into, which is why I think it is about time we address the melons in the room. Inside every man, there's a caveman, and our neurons get activated real quick. Holheag has two assets, which are even softer than her feathers. How is she able to move with such effortless grace, while possessing some of the biggest badonkers the Rhodes Island HR has ever seen? If it didn't violate multiple dress code regulations, then it probably distracted everyone from focusing on their job. If you are a true gooner, I mean connoisseur of Arknights design, you have likely seen my previous take on the operators with the biggest boobs, in which Holheag was a prominent contender. If you have watched it, then you are enlightened. If not, don't worry, let me share with you my hypothesis in detail. Holheag's arts allows her to control the wind and air with terrifying precision. She can summon tornadoes large enough to relocate your house. She can vacuum the breathable air around you so you can suffocate not only from her strangling. Let me tell you, this is merely a fraction of what she can do with her arts, because the true implementation is far more subtle and ingenious. She can manipulate the surrounding airflow to maintain perfect posture, perfect movement, and yes, even perfect chest physics. While lesser beings on Terra must obey gravity and drag from air moving past, Holheak dominates the aerodynamics. It also explains how she can afford to be so perfectly thick. It's the kind of thickness that just reached the upper threshold of too thick. I call it the state of absolute thighs. She might tell you it is from regular exercise and a disciplined lifestyle, but let's talk brass tacks. I'm 100% certain she's just dummy thick and redirected spare calories straight into her tail. I just can't prove it yet. Regardless, her Ardh also allows her to constantly ventilate. What do I mean by ventilate? The spreading of the Holheak armpit aroma through constant airflow. Yes, I love to smell the aroma of cold coffee from her late history studies. Yes, I love to breathe the aroma of snake feet coming home from a rainy day. And yes, I love to inhale the aroma of unfiltered sweat particles from my overworked office lady. This is the kind of environmental manipulation arts that I would call ideal. But Holheak doesn't only excel at atmospheric fragrance control. A true wife candidate must demonstrate mastery not just over wind and air pressure, but over the kitchen, the most hostile frontier known to man. I think we can all unanimously agree that getting fed by your immoral wife is a dream worth suffering for, because it is a key aspect of being the perfect wife, and Holheak delivers it. Just picture this for a moment. You wake up at Rhodes Island after another long night of paperwork. You open your weary eyes, expecting Kalze to rant about your inefficient workflow the past few days, but instead, you are greeted by Holheak calmly preparing egg fried rice. Additionally, there's a suspiciously warm glass of milk on the dinner table. Whether you are lactose intolerant or have an egg allergy, she will make sure you are fed. After all, the breakfast she made was locally produced. Additionally, I would recommend you to never come home late. The Sneggs has been awaiting your return. Chances are she has prepared dinner and anticipates you to come back in a timely manner. Do not ask what Holheak can do for you, but what you can do for Holheak. Every time you come back late, there's a high chance she might suspect you of hanging out with a certain wet elf. She might get a bit upset and strangle you for the night. Let's hope that this will be the extent of how far she would go, unless you are in the category of masochistic doctor who is into being punished. As you can see, there are many crazy things you get to experience with Holheak as your spouse, getting corn-dogged at an amusement park, playing dress-up with all sorts of costumes while she's fixing you, watching a historical documentary, but it is actually interesting because she's with you, playing hide-and-seek with her, but she's having a hard time sneaking. Her ass cheeks just keep clapping because she's dummy thick, gaming after a stressful day, but she would constantly point out the historical inaccuracy, and my all-time favorite, pretending to be pregnant to rage-bait Mumu. You get a chance to see her boil at room temperature. I call it the prank of pregnancy. Holheak's job is to innovate, and your job is to be impressed. It is a symbiotic relationship, plain and simple, and maybe you won't see the light of another sunrise. But hey, there's no need to cry, because you know you won't be lonely, and can always count on Holheak to be on your side. That, my fellow netizen, is why Holheak is the perfect wife. Once again, huge thanks to my channel members who have been upstanding netizens by spending $2 a month to fund all these video productions. But you can also support me by simply leaving a like and a comment, which doesn't cost you anything. You know what else doesn't cost anything? Support our fellow artist. That's right, huge shoutout to Dryegen, who I have been idolizing a lot because of his outstanding art style and hyperfixation. You should definitely check out his illustrations. This video wouldn't have been possible without him. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart for keep making these absolute peak artworks. That being said, I want to let you know that my All Nations Explained video is already in production, so rest assured, because we will get another over 1 hour video next year.
No! Doctor, were you avoiding me?